Yeah, man. So I got my two. I was gonna put all four bitches in the basement tent in my big 5x5, right? But it's the humidity is just hard to hold it, hold the humidity down in there.
How
I would
big
have.
are you bitches?
Oh, they some big bitches. I got
Oh,
two short. I got two short dogs. Those are two autos. And then I got one huge bitch. As soon as I took her out of the net, she so goddamn big she can't even support herself. That's the one drawback of Scrog, having a Scrog net. They got
oh,
the net. They got the net for all that support. When you remove that net, oh, them bitches drop it like it's hot, boy. They fall to pieces.
for record purposes, I'm you drying these bitches drying. You
Right,
ain't
right,
growing it.
right,
Okay, all right. So
right,
they
right.
drying. You didn't cut them down.
I
They
done
in the
cut them
tent
down.
drying. Okay,
Oh
all
yeah,
right.
it's harvest time. It's harvest
All
time.
right, yeah, we harvest.
Harvest
Okay.
time. Whole plant drying. I just cut it at the base,
Mm-hmm.
hung that bitch upside down, and what I'm shooting for is 60% humidity, 60 degrees temperature wise. And I am not getting that because it's hot than a motherfucker where I'm at, and we at like
Mm.
70, 65.
Damn.
Yeah.
But you just put them down at a day, right? Or
Right, right.
okay, normally it's pretty high
Yeah,
around,
yeah. So
first day.
hopefully a day or two go by, but that humidifier bringing it down. It was at set. It was I was at 70, 75, 74. I mean 75, 70.
Damn.
Or 75, 72. You know what I'm saying? 72% humidity. So I immediately jumped on that. I got the
Immediately.
humidifier. I just rolled it over by the tent, opened up the flap of the front of the tent, and I got the what is it? The exhaust from the humidifier, if you want to call it. Not the exhaust, but the dehumidified air that is
Air
shooting out
just
the
blowing
side,
out.
that
Yeah,
blowing
yeah.
out. I got that blowing in the tent,
So
and
you
that's
got that as your fan for the
right,
for the air
right
circulation and
for the
movement.
air circulation, and it's
Okay.
bringing the humidity down. So far, it's done brought it down from 72, and I brought it down to 67.9.
Yeah, that
But but
humidity is a tricky game.
but the downside, the reason I said I'm gonna have to get me a look one just for the tent. Oh shit! Nah, and I brought it down to 63.6. The only downside about that is that that's the dehumidifier I'm using for the basement. So I took that
Yeah.
away from my bitches that I'm growing. And I
Yeah.
had, and you know what I'm saying, they're in their second week of bloom, and I need that humidity at least 50 or under. And it was at 52. But since I done took the dehumidifier from on that side of the basement, that shit done rose up to 62.1. But in my drying tent, I'm at 62.6. So I'm almost at my target of 60% humidity with air movement.
Is
I'm
it
not
possible?
I'm not too concerned about the 73 degrees. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? As long as I got air movement and my humidity ain't sky high, I'm all right. I'm good with the temperature being there.
I was gonna ask, is it possible to move your drying tent by your grow tent? That way your air can just hit in a certain area. You can just, you can have you can have the dehumidifier and like a corner of the, you know what I'm saying?
Like a neutral place.
Yeah, and then it just, you know what I'm saying, since your drying tent won't need like a light or nothing like that plugged in, you know, you can, you know what I'm
Negative.
saying? Negative. Okay.
Man, I got a table with a big ass TV on it in between the two tents, and in the drying tent is actually the shroom room. So
Oh, okay.
I got a desk and the whole setup for, you know what I'm saying, a sterile environment in there for the, when I'm doing my
For the
thing
shroom.
with the
Yeah.
shroom. But yeah, I don't
Mm,
have it. I can't. That's not an option. The
okay.
only option is to get a decent humidifier that's not pulling too much. That dehumidifier is only pulling 330 watts. I was like, all right. So that plus the 750 with my lights, that's only 1,000. I basically got another 1,000 to go. So if I get another dehumidifier that's putting like the one I was looking at was like 60 watts. I'm trying to think, will that be enough? Because me and you both know them little bullshit dehumidifiers in the tent don't do a goddamn thing.
I wouldn't even waste the money. I mean, I've got a nice size dehumidifier where I was like, all right, this motherfucker is kind of bulky to be in a tent, and it didn't do shit. It maybe dropped like 2, you know what I'm saying? Like 2, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
2 degrees or some shit, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, it didn't do shit. Nothing like the big dehumidifier plugged on the outside of the tent where I can see an instant, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When that motherfucker on and off, I can see an instant, you know what I'm saying, change in the humidity. So, man, shit, I was telling Tasha, I was like, I done bought a bunch of shit, you know, and it's besides the spider foam lights and that TDH meter you got me, I've got maybe 4 or 5 of everything else, like tents, you know what I'm saying, humidifiers, dehumidifiers, you know what I'm saying, just trying different things. I got so many dehumidifiers because I started out with the little joints and I was like, maybe I need to go bigger. Maybe I need to go bigger. Then I was like, maybe I need to go, you know, maybe I need to get expensive with it. You know what I'm saying? Quit bullshit. And man, all the motherfuckers, you know, every last one of them that I can put in the tent, it didn't do anything close to the one I put outside until I invested the money into a good dehumidifier for the outside of my tent.
Yeah.
And you know how I got my setup. So, you know, the tents is in the same, you know, like corner. So all I gotta do is just, you know what I'm saying, point it in the corner and somebody's got a hose, you know. I can just, you know, run out to one of my sub pump, you know, tanks or whatever, and it just go. I can set it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I know I got 4, and I got like the one I bought before the big one. I mean, I invested a good, maybe shit, damn near $200 in it. You know, it would have been like a something for the basement, a mini joint. I was like, this motherfucker got to work, and I'm talking about like 2 degrees, bro. That's all it did. I'm telling you. So I don't know. You was like you thinking about it. I'm like, ugh, you know.
So what I was thinking about, hold on, I'm gonna interrupt you, bro. But what I'm thinking about is, so the one that I got is for 4,500 square feet, and like I said, it's just like your joint. You plug it up, and then you look, and in a couple of minutes, you're gonna notice shit is dropping.
You know what I'm saying? You
like
see
I said, it was 72 in there before I put it over there. Now, see, I need to refresh because it's on that Bluetooth.
That Bluetooth.
That
saber tooth.
Man, I dropped the whole 10%. And now it's down to 62.7.
Right. So I mean,
so yeah, that you know, it do what it do. So that one is like the right at the mid top level one. There's one above it for 8,500 feet, but it's considered to be commercial. All right. There's a little brother right up under this one that I got that's supposed to cover 1,500 feet.
Right.
I mean, and it's $200. It's still expensive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it pulls 190 watts.
That ain't bad.
190 watts. So that's the one I was thinking about getting because I got his big brother, and big brother do his thing.
Right.
So I'm like, all right.
I mean,
just for a tent, because I was gonna sit it inside the tent. Like I put big brother in the tent, I put Big Brother in the tent. It brought it down to 50. It brought it down to 50 and just shut off because I got it, at the automatic shut off at
Set,
50.
yeah.
That bitch dropped it down to 50 within like maybe 15 minutes. But it
You
got
don't
hot up in that motherfucker though, boy.
right. I was just gonna say you don't think that'd be too much for the tent,
Oh
because
yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying. It gonna blow out air, then it's blowing out hot air. You know what I'm saying.
yeah.
Well, I
That's
won't say hot, but while it's in the tent, it's definitely gonna be warm. You know what I'm saying. So,
yeah. That's why I sitting
uh,
outside the tent now. It got hot than a motherfucker up in there.
right, right. That that's definitely an experiment. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm looking at mine now. It can get in the tent, but I'm like, nah, like it's too gangster. You know what I'm saying? To even put him a big tent. You know what I'm saying? It's too gangster in that, and like I
Now,
say, it's
what I
gangster.
what I was thinking about doing was sitting it in the tent and just leaving the tent open.
Okay,
Just
but
have it
if
in the
you
tent, but have the tent open. Cause right now the tent open. I just got it sitting in front of it with the air shooting into it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got the tent closed up.
and you want to, nah, you don't want to close tent. You just want to. You just need another one because the other
Man,
side of the basement is
I got yeah, right. I
yeah.
just need because I need more coverage. If I sit it in the
Mm-hmm.
middle of the flow, that's gonna be my next experiment. I'm gonna like sit it like right in the middle of both of them, and then because remember I got 3 tents. I got a 4x3 with 2 in it. I got a 4x4 with 2 in it. I got a space, and then I got the 5x5. The 4x4 and the 3x4 they connected with a T connector and a fan. So I
Yeah.
got
Okay.
ductwork coming out of both of them to a T connector going to my AC Infinity fan. That AC Infinity a beast. All right. If
Beast.
you need a fan, you can get a cheap one. Yes, you can. All day. But
You're gonna have trouble.
let me tell you, that cheap one got one speed, wide the fuck open. You're gonna
And
have to
it's
buy,
loud.
and it's loud. You're gonna have to buy a controller for it to turn it down. All right, them cheap ass fans, they just on or off. That's it. That is it. And when it's on,
Right.
it's wide the fuck open, going hard, loud.
Hard.
So if you got
Ah,
it in your
ah.
bedroom, you don't want that in the bedroom.
Right. You know what?
Especially if you got a lady, if you married like I am, shit. That ain't gonna work.
Right.
All right.
Motherfucker
So
hollering.
basically gonna be double the price of what you paid for that little cheap one. That little cheap one cost 79. I think my AC Infinity was what 139, 149, some shit
Man.
like that. But I think they come as cheap as $99.
Right.
But when I say the motherfucking Mercedes Benz or goddamn duck fans,
Fins. I'm to my I bought one and that motherfucker run hard. Like it's still running. I fucked around like I'm gonna get another one, but I ain't gonna get an AC Infinity.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go cheaper. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
go
go
a
cheap.
cheaper version. And
It
when I
just
tell
it's
you,
just a fan.
it's just a fan. That's what I was thinking. I was just like, I was thinking I'm gonna go cheaper because the tent I'm gonna put it in is a smaller tent. Put it in there, and I had that some bitch turned on high, and it still wasn't pulling enough. You know, it still wasn't pulling enough. It was loud. I had it in the basement. I couldn't really do anything else because it was just so just like and it basically didn't pull shit. So I ended up had to take my AC Infinity fan off my other tent and put it on that tent. That's why I only run one tent because I only have one AC Infinity fan. I went cheap and wasted my money on a cheaper duck fan and it cost me, I ain't finna hook that up again and until I buy another AC Infinity duck fan, that's all I'm fucking with them cats because the one I bought is running for years now.
I mean, I don't know why would you buy. I want to buy another one. You just need to buy you a T and some more duck. I got an AC Infinity fan. I got the not the bottom, not the top. I got the mid level. They basically all the same fan, but the cost differential come in through the controller. All right, so they have temperature controller, thermostats. If it comes to a
Yeah.
certain temperature, the fan kick on, and then they got the sensors that come with it that you put in each tent that you can, connect to your controller. Like it get in depth like that. I ain't
Yeah.
need all that. I just
Let me.
I just need the controller, right?
Right.
So I got my AC Infinity on a 4x4 and a 3x4. And it ain't even over 5. The settings go from 1 to 10. 10 being wide open, 1
Right.
being the lowest. I got it on 5, venting out 2 tents, bruh. You don't need another fan. All you
I,
need is a T and some more duct.
you remember I tried that with 2 smaller tents, and it did work, but the problem I was running into, I had to run my tent on high just to get the humidity out, and I had to have the dehumidifier running on high just to have the air outside, dehumidified, so that way when it sucked the air in. But shit, man, yeah, I had to have my I had it up to like 5. I had the T shape, I had it all sexy, and you know what I'm saying, had it hooked up to both tents, but it was uncomfortable in the motherfucker in the basement because it was hot as hell. Tons of humidity. Had to keep my dehumidifier running all the time. You know what I'm saying? I did have my old one, going when I did it. It was a couple of years ago when I tried it. I basically just said I'm just gonna get a bigger tent and just
And
grow everything that
hey,
one tent.
when you tried it that time, did you have them 4-inch shits, 4-inch duct and 4-inch fan?
Yeah, I mean, I went through all that.
You ain't ever tried it though with like all 6-inch shit, 6-inch duct, 6-inch.
Yeah, yeah, that's
You
what I'm
tried it
saying.
with that?
Yeah. I tried with all 6-inch, and like I said, cause I was, I'm in the basement and shit, my humidity just it was super high, and at that time I had the real old dehumidifier, so I had to kept stop. Motherfucker kept cutting off. I had to empty bucket, and a lot of time when I was at work, it would just stay like that for hours. And I was using fabric pots too at the time, so green.
Yo, when you get that green shit on top of your perlite, that means you watering too much, and it's not mold, it's algae. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh,
that shit'll grow on top of the perlite. It even grow in the pods. Funny thing is, when I went to I was in Switzerland, and Drina was watering my seedlings for me. They were still in the pods, right? And I'm like, yo, it's super easy. All you have to do is just pour this little nutrient water I got in this jug. I had some pre-made nuke water ready to go for it, right? It was just some Micro Plus.
yeah.
And I think a little nutrients. I think I was still on Psycho. I think, I don't know. But anyway, I I thought she was gonna have know to water it and change the water, but she didn't. She just kept just pouring, just watering it. When she saw the plugs getting dry, she watered it just like I taught her. Right? I'm thinking that she changing the shit out. I get home and it's like they sitting in motherfucking swamp water, bro. Just green shit everywhere. Algae growing like a motherfucker. Anytime you introduce bacteria, fungus, heat, humidity, and light, oh, algae gonna grow like a motherfucker. Ain't bad, it ain't gonna hurt shit or nothing like that, but it's still algae, you know what I'm saying? So whenever you see that means you water your environment too wet. You watering too much. You need to back off on the watering.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I called it mold, but I still treat it the same. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so
algae, but
that
yeah, but
the reason we need to make that differential is because mold is deadly to cannabis plants, and that algae
right.
is basically harmless. Mold is like, oh
Okay.
shit, you know what I'm saying? It's time it's time to burn down the Carter, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
and Yeah, they make sprays and shit for algae. They like, look, just stop watering it so goddamn much. It's too wet. Shit growing down there. Leave it alone.
Bet.
But I don't think I don't think I'm about it that dehumidifier, bro. Cause
Yeah.
I'm basically gonna be buying it for a couple of weeks. I mean, future use too, because I'm harvesting 2 more in the middle of June, and then another 6 in the first couple of weeks of July.
Yeah. I mean, but I mean that's a lot of basically why I don't do it. Yeah, that was just a lot. You know what I'm saying? I was just
It's a
it
lot,
was
right?
just a lot. You know, it's
It's
a
a
lot of
lot,
shit
right?
plugged up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit going on, and I'm like, you get two humidifiers. Like I know your basement bigger than mine, but shit, you know,
Yeah.
like two humidifier that is a lot. You know.
So I got the other two, my 2 photos. They upstairs in they tent, the tent that they grew in. I grew
Yeah.
them in. Now up there, my humidity is 55 and my temperature is 70. And sometimes it'll drop down to 69, but I gotta blast the shit out the AC, and I can't freeze everybody out like that,
Right. Right.
or make the light bill suffer like a motherfucker because I'm blasting the
Right.
AC like nah. So I'm gonna have to let them see. I got the ceiling fan
Right.
on in the room, and it's strong enough to push air in there. And the way I know that is, I see him moving. I see him swaying a little bit.
Okay.
So I know I got some air. So I got some airflow in there. Long story short, man, harvest is environment is just as important as when you growing.
Yeah.
It's just as important. This whole time we've been talking about humidity, dehumidifiers, airflow, temperature. Man, that shit means something. And harvest, that shit can make or break you. And you done spent
Right.
3, 4 months watering these hoes every day. You know what I'm saying? All this time and effort, and you want to fuck it up at the end. Like, nah, man. Environment got to be on point with it.
Right. Got it. Environment. You're gonna hear that through the whole growth. In the beginning, the middle, and the end, you got to keep the environment right for the especially at the especially at the end. Definitely, I mean, your environment is so important. Only because I mean, shit, it's at the end. You can't. It's pretty much no altering.
Yeah,
If you but I know it's sounding scary, but like say if you have a fucked up environment, that's if your environment is fucked up for days. You can have a situation where your humidity high, like don't panic, like oh my humidity high, my environment fucked up. A plant being in a fucked up environment is being like that for days.
for
Like a couple of
days.
days. For days. That's when it's in a fucked up environment. Like a day, if you on vacation or some shit, you definitely something you can fix. You don't want a whole day of something like that, but definitely want to fix it sooner than possible. But don't panic if because it's definitely it's a learning lesson. You're gonna have to learn your tricks. Everyone's how to get the humidity up and down, and is it it works the same, but so far as in your household, you have other things plugged up and other things going, and where you have it at, because you can raise humidity with cool and hot air. But depending on where your environment at, you know, it's easy to do that. You can always plug a heater up, and some heat will always drop your humidity, but hey, it's gonna raise your temp. So if it's already hot, you turn your heat on, you're gonna drop your humidity, but then you 80 something degrees, like, hey, whoa, that's too warm. Like,
That's too warm, man.
that's way too warm. It's a balance. You gotta have your temperature and your humidity straight. You got to have that balance. You can't have one or the other. You got to have a balance of both. I know you hear us saying humidity a lot, but temperature is very important as well. You got to have a balance between those.
Gotta be a balance. That's why at certain times of the year, I really like growing. Then there's certain times of the year I really like using my basement to dry. You know what I'm saying? Because like when it's in the winter months when it's cold, basement get down to like 40 degrees easy, and my basement not finished as you can see, but or you can't see, but
Right.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. The basement not finished, so it get cold in the motherfucker down here. So it is not the move to try to grow anything down here unless I got the heater going. And that really is not cost effective because I'm gonna have to keep that heater going, especially at night. I might be able to cut them off when the lights come on, maybe. It depending on what type of cold we talking about. So growing, no, but drying, oh my God, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh, listen to me, Pony. 40 degrees.
Listen to him, Pony.
40 degrees mean that humidity gonna be low. It's gonna be about
low.
It's gonna be about 40.
Dry.
It's gonna be about 30-40%. But
low.
let me tell you, you cut that whole plant down, and then put them in a tent. Put her ass in a tent and zip it up. The humidity from the moisture from her ass, mixing with the natural low humidity from the cold, man, that shit equal up to like 60, easy. The temp gonna raise probably about 5-10 degrees, gonna come up about 45-50 degrees, but you don't give a fuck.